Hello, my name is Philpott, and many of you have watched my videos on shamanism and Santeria, particularly Santeria. I noticed just recently about 13,000 people have been watching it over a period of time, maybe 6 months. But I'm here to do something a little bit different. It's something that's very close to shamanism, but unhappily, it really involves Christianity. There is a kind of shamanism developing in Christianity. Now, the shaman, let me explain what a shaman is. The shaman is the person who goes to either heaven or hell and interacts, in the case of heaven, with deities, people who have died and gone there, or in the case of hell, people who have died and are in hell, and the shaman is able to take a soul journey, descend to hell, and communicate with them, and even bring them back. So that's the shaman, and it's probably one of the world's oldest religions. It began in Siberia millennia ago, and it spread throughout the world. And it actually is the underlying philosophical and religious concepts behind so much of what the world's peoples believe. And it's not my place at this point to get more deeply into that. Katie and I have a book coming out on that called Soul Journey, the trance state that connects shamanism, Santeria, Wicca, and charisma. Charisma is a word that you'll find that neo-pagans like the Wiccans will use, shamans will use. They'll say, look, Christians are doing this. It's got to be okay, right? If the Christians are doing it, well, we're just doing the same thing. Well, it turns out that that's not incorrect. But in more recent years, let's say in the past 2 or 3 years, there's been a growth of that. People who are saying that they're contacting angels and contacting saints that have died. Much like a medium or a psychic goes into the trance, their altered state of consciousness, and makes that kind of contact. Well, there's another view about that. Some people take it as it is said, well, they're really contacting the soul or the spirit or the individual. They're actually, some people having this gift, like the psychic and the mediums will claim, and they're doing that. But my point of view, and shared by most of the Christians in the world, and historically so, they are contact with actual spiritual beings. But they're not angelic, and they're not benign, rather they are evil, and they're demonic. So, this has been going on for some time. We all understand that. But just in the last couple of weeks, I've come in contact with people who have been interested in and questioning about a particular individual. Usually I don't do that. I would rather stay away from individual circumstances, and I would rather talk about concepts. But I can't do it with this time. There is an individual, a lady, 60 years old, lives in Florida, by the name of Kat Kerr, K-E-R-R. I think the Kat is probably short for Catherine because it's a K-A-T. Well, I have been looking at her videos, studying what she's been saying. She has a book called Revealing Heaven, an Eyewitness Account. Yes, that's the subtitle of Kat Kerr's book, An Eyewitness Account. I've looked at the videos, studied her material, and it's a little bit shocking. And what has been shocking to me even more, that I'm finding that there are Christians, people that I actually know, who are able to say, this is from God. They think that she's really going to what she calls the throne room and speaking directly with Jesus. And one of the videos I saw was she said that God actually took her to watch the crucifixion of Jesus and was there when Jesus rose from the dead. She got to witness this, that God took her back in time. And so we have all of these discussions. It's more discouraging than anything else for me. Not only is this woman, and I listened to her carefully, and she says some very biblically oriented, mainstream evangelical Christian things. She has those convictions. She has that passion. There's no question in my mind that she really loves God, and she wants to praise Him and serve Him. That's not a question. I see that in her. I hear it in her voice. I read it. It's there. How it is that she got to this state, I'm not sure. Now, I have known other people who have gotten in that way through extreme forms of praise and worship where they numb out. They go into a certain level of trances. We like to differentiate between light, medium, and deep trances. And in my own personal experience, and in 44 years of pastoral ministry, and because of my writing, contact with a lot of this, and I know that in many forms of worship, people will actually move into states of trance, and maybe it's there where she ran into the trouble. See, once you have an experience like she had, you become a believer. I don't think she's a trickster. I don't think she's lying. I think she really experienced what she talks about. She had experiences that were unbelievable. And because she tells them in such a convincing fashion that it's very hard not to believe her. She's not a charlatan. She's not pulling off some kind of get-rich-quick scheme with this book of hers.